Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem, Kakodash. We're going to give double honor to the apostles and elders of the great Millstone. Shalom to all sincere Akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity. You know, any Akwat that are out there listening. So, another week to preach the downfall of America, going to the scriptures that is constantly being profaned. You know, our people that are constantly being corrupt and going away from their maker. All right. Our people don't consider that Yahweh Shai is their Lord, their power, their Savior. And consider that, you know, they consider the, you know, Esau and his ways and, you know, his corrupt philosophies and all that, not realizing that the people on the side are special people. You know, Israel does not consider Israel in any of their, Jake does not consider the Most High in really any of their ways. And then the idea of God and Jesus they have is all wrong. It's all basically plantation Christianity. All right, it's all a religion that really worships the damn devil, the so-called white man that he set up, and he's been a long oppressing us for so many years that our people love it so. So I got Isaiah the 1st chapter and the 3rd verse. This is the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. All sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers. Children that are corrupters, they have forsaken Yahweh. They have revoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. And that's our people, man. Our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, are downtrodden and in a low estate because of the wickedness that they do, and they're backsliding on the Most High. All right, and we know that that's because of the curses. And that's because of the laws that were implemented to Israel that they were supposed to abide by and adhere to, and they didn't. So that's why our people are basically downtrodden, okay, in a low estate. But they don't consider that it's the Lord that's doing that to them. You know, they just feel like it's that bad luck, you know, or they're it's down on their luck. But you know, Israel has really got you know, a lot of awakening going on right now, and a lot of evils happening to them. Yeah, precept.
Yeah, it's Briz or getting Amos. So it says Amos chapter 3 and 1. It says, "Hear this, that the Lord Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying."
Right, and that family that brought up out of the land of Egypt is talking about the children of Israel. Now remember, when the children of Israel was brought out of the land of Egypt, the only ones that were given that salvation and that being brought out of that land was the nation of Israel. There wasn't some half-decent Egyptians that treated Israel somewhat fairly, you know, or maybe gave them an extra little bit of, you know, food or whatever the fuck happened that the Egyptians might have done. I'm not saying that they even did anything, but I'm equating to today's terms where it's like you might have an Edomite or a Moabite or another nation do somewhat decent to a Jake, and they seem like they're exempt from any type of judgment. The Egyptians weren't exempt from any type of judgment, all right? Only the ones that were exempt from any type of judgment was Israel for doing what the Lord had commanded them, like striking the post with lamb's blood, right? So basically how Shai, or that spirit of death, the angel of death, didn't you know, see them or passed over them, right? Talking about basically the time of the Passover. So when they were delivered out of the land of Egypt, being the nation of Israel, the only ones that were delivered out of the nation, the land of Egypt, was Israel. Just in like manner, like when it comes to Babylon, this next great redemption and great deliverance is going to be out of Babylon, all right? And there ain't going to be no you know, Edomites that are going to be coming up, you know, alongside of us. Especially if you weren't teaching the truth. Ain't no Israelite that wasn't teaching the truth. Like if you weren't like if there was any Israelite that didn't strike the doorposts like the Lord commanded, they were consumed with death. But it said that the Israel struck, you know, so the elect is going to do what's commanded of them, and that's what's going to allow them to be delivered, and everybody else is going to be taken by that, you know, that death, the fire that the Lord's coming to bring, like the scriptures talk about. Go ahead.
So it says Amos chapter 3 and 2, "You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Yeah, and that's the important thing to note, right? Because you have like our people, man, who are heavily indoctrinated in Christianity, just want to and bring everybody in so badly. Meanwhile, that's your oppressor. That's the one who beat that damn mindset into you. And the whole time you're trying to hold hands with this man, he's using you as a stepping stone to get over and make money and profit off of you. You don't realize the little bit of crumbs that y'all get is just a stepping stone for the elite and the so-called white man to get an advantage over y'all, to keep y'all downtrodden. Y'all never will have an actual place in this society. I don't care fucking some bitch Kamala Harris being in office, you know, or any type of Barack Obama. Y'all love just looking at the skin color and not the spirit. Ain't no real Hebrew Israelite and a man of the Lord gonna turn this place of Babylon around. All right, and that's really the only thing you should be looking at. You should be looking at you know, a man of the Lord to help you. All right, and ultimately be looking at Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai should be who you should be looking at. Yahweh Shai is who you should be looking at for any type of deliverance. You know, the spirit, not some freaking Babylonian king or someone who's trying to seek after the ways of Babylon. Go ahead.
So it says, Amos chapter 3 and 3, can two walk together except they be agreed?
Right, and that's why we are constantly in strife with you know, people of other religions and stuff like that in our people, because we're not in agreement. So we can't really walk together. That's why you have these, you know, sometimes Christians come up to us talking about, oh, they still want to have that, you know, half decent, I guess, you know, I'm gonna pray for you or whatever like that. It's like, no, first off, we don't want none of that. First off, Paul said, he said, if they don't speak according to this word, bid him not Godspeed. We ain't gonna bless you if you ain't talking this word, man. Like the hell with you, man. You're fuel for the fire. And yes, we take it very seriously. Give me 2 Chronicles 15:13. Go ahead, come with that. Finish that off, or read it again to me.
So it says at the top.
Yeah.
So it says, Amos chapter 3 and 1. Hear this that the Lord. Or Salak. It says, hear this word that the Lord Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Yeah, that's important to know. Like, these are the words the Lord has spoken, man. We're just reiterating the words and then making it easy to be understood, breaking it down a little bit, you know? Because these words are translated from the Hebrew to Old English. You know, the Old English, these words kind of got some new speak kind of put on them after the years went on. So we kind of go to the root of the words. We go to the origin of the words, and we help break these words down for you, make it easy to be understood. You know, some people don't like the way we talk because it's a little bit more rough. But that's the best way to get the point across. You know, I could say, you know, you're going to be slain, but like saying the Lord about to fucking kill you is a little bit more weighty. Yeah, is the word fucking a little bit graphic? Yeah, but so is death. So is the actual literal death. If you've seen somebody get ran over by a Mack truck going 80 miles an hour down the road, it's way worse graphically than me saying, damn, that dude just fucking died. You cannot tell me my words is worse than the actual physical action of that man dying. So that's the severity of what we're saying. So yes, my words are a little rough. Yes, my words aren't as, the vernacular of my words isn't as proficient, or I guess, or professional, I guess you could say. But it doesn't take away from the actual actions that the Lord is coming to bring. The Lord's coming to bring some serious fire, man. And we're not even talking about he just lighting a match type fire. No, man, this is a fire that's gonna consume everything around in America, man. And then the fire's gonna hit different parts of the world on top of that. But it's like you got that?
Second Chronicles 15 and 13.
Is it right?
Yep. Right.
Yep.
That whosoever would not seek the Lord, Yahweh of Israel, should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman.
There you go. That whosoever will not seek the Lord of Israel, right? Because I think they get tripped up on that whosoever in John 3:16. That whosoever shall call upon the Lord. Yeah, what about the whosoever that's not calling on the Lord? Read that again. Y'all love saying whosoever call upon the Lord, they should be saved. John 3:16, right? What about this whosoever? Read that again. And put an emphasis on the whosoever.
Yeah, Second Chronicles 15 and 13. That whosoever will not seek the Lord Yahweh of Israel should be put to death.
Yeah, the Lord Yahweh Israel. Now the problem with you Christians, that when you quote John 3:16, that whosoever that shall seek on Jesus that's not even the Lord. That's not even the Lord Yahweh Shai and Yahweh of the Scriptures. Yep. That's just some guy that was that Esau made up. We don't want no signs. That's just, you know, y'all looking at, you know, Serapis Christus or Cesare Borgia when you think of that Jesus in John 3:16. Yep. You ain't talking about like the death angel, all right, that came during the Passover. You're only talking about who's that? in Daniel's, Michael, the archangel that's coming to bring destruction. You ain't talking about them angels and them men of power. You're not talking about Yahweh, who said he's a man. A man of war?
Yep.
Yeah, we got to get that. You ain't that's not who y'all talking about in John 3:16. But that's the Lord that is coming to bring that salvation and destruction, and only to Israel. So when you talk about that, whosoever, that whosoever that you're thinking in your mind isn't even the real Lord. It's not the same Lord in 2 Chronicles, because he said that whosoever doesn't seek on him is going to be put to death, and you got to seek on him in his entirety. All right, what he said he's coming to do, and the Lord also said think not that he come to change the law or the prophets. He had not come to change or fulfill, and that's why he also said in Matthew. That if they don't want me to reign over them, bring them hither to slay them before me. The reason why that was quoted was because of 2 Chronicles 15:13. All right, if you don't want the Lord Yahweh Shai to reign over you, you're going to be put to death.
I got a precept.
Come with it. Yeah, quoted a lot.
This is Matthew 18:7. It says, "Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come. But woe to that man by whom the offense cometh."
Yeah. Go.
And the way we preach and teach, these people are offended in the way we do it. And I want to get that word for offenses, because when people expect you to preach the Bible, this is low and calmly. You have to go to university for 5 years, have to write words.
Where does that come from? Why did you ever ask? Well, let's think about the origin of how these Roman Catholic churches were set up, these Christian churches were set up, the way the colleges were set up to make sure that these people were able to be appropriate and have the degree to teach this said scriptures. Where did all that come from? As a generational just shit that was invented has nothing to do with the scriptures. Like, none of that has actually to do with the scriptures and how the scriptures are to be taught. The problem is that's the only thing you know, so you think it to be right, but that's not the case, And that's why the other problem that people have is they feel like if the majority favors that, it has to be true. That's not the fact. Just because the majority favors something does not make it true. It just makes the majority fucking wrong, right? That's why when Yahweh Shai came on the scene, the majority of people, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, the majority of people were not with him. The amount of times they wanted to stone that dude, he said it was not with him. He said, the world is against me. If the world is against me, surely it's going to be against you. So that goes to prove my saying, all right? If the majority approves of it, does not necessarily make it correct, okay? Go ahead.
Yep. So that word for offenses in the Greek, skandalon, it says the movable stick or trigger of a trap stick, snare, any impediment placed in the way, causing one to stumble or fall.
Yeah, it's funny. What's funny about that too? Because we'll have signs, and we had signs. We used to hold the signs up like that a lot of times, and we'll hold the signs up, and like one sign, "Get ready for your future death, white folk," and they would be like, "Wow, why they gotta say white folk? Why can't I just say people?" Like that, they literally stumble over it. Or put that Cesare Borgia sign down with the horns coming out, and literally that is a literal stumbling block. They literally will stumble over it, jump over it. I've done a little case study where I'm like, let's put that sign down there, right there, and I'll tell them, you can walk on it, go ahead, walk on it, and they're like, no.
We'll be out here, man. We'll say, hey, the Lord gonna kill you, niggas. Like, whoa, you said nigga, where's that in the Bible?
Exactly. They fucking stop. They start the whole Bible.
You show Acts 13:1. They like, oh, whoa,
Yeah.
But that's a stumbling block to people. Harsh language, the way you coming in. Hey, the spirit of the Lord is a passionate, harsh spirit, man. You need bold spirit, man. All right. I'm gonna read it again with the definition for offenses again. Any impediment placed in the way, causing one to stumble or fall. Stumbling block, occasion of stumbling, a rock which is a cause of stumbling. And I want to get to the main point I wanted. It says applied to Yahushua HaMashiach, whose person and career was so contrary to the expectations of the Jews concerning the Messiah that they rejected him and by their obstinacy made shipwreck of their salvation. Because when Yahushua was on the scene, they didn't. They were so contrary to how we came. He got here rebuking people, telling the wicked scribes and Pharisees, that they going off. Hey, Yahweh Shai.
2:16.
These people think Yahweh Shai was just straight love and no. All right, hey, Yahweh, he'll call you a devil, man.
And mind you, he was teaching contrary to what was already been taught for all them time. And a lot of the Sadducees and Pharisees, the men that were looked up to, the Jews of that time that were looked up to, that were in offices, they knew that, like, yo, he's teaching contrary to what we've been setting up this whole time. Let's take him out of the way. They said that about I believe Paul. We gotta take him out of the way because they're gonna turn everyone away, and it's gonna take away our pace, our place. Is what the scribes and Pharisees were saying about Paul. I believe Paul and Barnabas at the time of Acts. Like we got to get these guys out of here because they're teaching contrary and they're going to take us out of power. But that was stuff that was that they kind of got in agreement with the Romans. The Romans allowed them to teach that way and said, like, listen, go spread those lies and all that and hypocrisies. And Yahushua came at a complete variance to that, which was against a lot of the views at that time.
Right.
And they even said, how does this man know anything have never been taught? How does he know any letters? Talking about Yahushua, like how this man didn't go to no schooling or was taught by the scribes and Pharisees and indoctrinated, with that BS. He was taught with the spirit of the Yahushua or the Yahweh, right? He was given that spirit automatically from birth to never do not be able to do no wrong or anything like that, right? So, but go ahead.
Yeah, but that was pretty much the point.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, how we are coming, we're coming in the spirit of Yahushua.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
And coming into that spirit, these people are automatically going to be against that type of spirit. Because these people came up in plantation Christianity, all right, Roman Catholicism, all right, Islam. These people were programmed to believe, that was correct, by Esau, by your oppressor, man.
Yep.
All right? But here we are, coming with the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right, and these people, they don't see us as such. All right.
Yep.
So,
I got him, brother, to bring out a precept, and then you can come out with whatever you got.
You said 2 Peter or 1 Peter?
2 Peter.
Come on. So this is 2 Peter chapter 2 and 16. It says, but was rebuked for his iniquity, the dumb ass speaking with a man's voice.
Go ahead, read that again. But put an emphasis on the dumb ass, because they want to talk about how, the words we say, but the scriptures has called you a fucking dumbass. Go ahead.
So it says 2 Peter chapter 2 and 16, but was rebuked for his iniquity.
He was rebuked for his iniquity. He was literally, you know what it means? See, that's why we got to make the words easy to be understood. Do you know what it means to rebuke someone for their iniquity? All right, can you get the word rebuke for me?
God.
Like, rebuke isn't like this soft answer, all right? When someone does something wrong, shoot, someone cuts you off, right? And they do some dumb shit. You don't just say, oh, man, this guy just come out. Man, you fucking idiot, man. You almost fucking hit me. That's a rebuke. Now, obviously, we keep talking about this. You got to have a certain level of, rule over your spirit because you don't want to get too crazy, But you have every right when there's actual legit iniquity or wrongdoing done in front of you, you have every right to fucking rebuke that person. That's why when we come in the spirit, we're coming in the spirit to rebuke someone for their iniquity. And it's not soft. It's not a soft answer. But go ahead, come with that again. Put an emphasis on dumbass. And while this brother gets the word rebuke.
So this 2 Peter chapter 2 and 16, but was rebuked for his iniquity, the dumb ass speaking with man's voice forbade the madness of the prophet.
Yep, forbade the madness of the prophets. The dumbass, all right? And that's what a lot of people are, dumbasses. And that's out the scriptures. I didn't say that. I'm sorry, I got no cash on me.
Yeah, I don't got anything.
You got the word for rebuke?
God.
Is there more to that? But that's basically the point. Basically,
Yeah, that was the point.
Yep.
So that word in the Greek, all right? And,
she said bitch. You heard her?
Yeah. And then the thing, like, an ass is just, I believe it's a donkey, right? And dumb just mean, I believe, look it up, because I think dumb is just like I believe, blind or deaf. I could be wrong. Let me look that up.
Yeah.
When you look at the origins of these words, dumb just mean unwilling to speak. The dumb ass. So dumb being basically not being able to talk, and then ass just basically meaning a donkey. An animal. Yeah. So, and it says an animal of the horse family, but like I said, like usually it's equated to like a donkey. All right, a dumb ass. But if I out of context, if I just said you're a dumbass, You're saying dumbass with the scriptures? The scripture said dumbass, idiot.
Yeah.
You know, damn. Go ahead, slug it.
Yeah, so that word rebuke in the Greek is PT mao. I ain't going straight to the point, to a judge awarding the sense of merited penalty to tax with fault, raid, chide, rebuke, reproof, censure, severely, to admonish or charge sharply.
Admonish sharply, yep. And when you look up rebuke and just the definition, it's to express sharp disapproval or criticism of someone because of their behavior or their actions. I'm telling, like, these words, like when you break it down, nowhere does that say like that it's nice and decent and you're trying to be, oh listen, you're doing wrong. Like, no, you got to come hard, okay? You got to come hard. That's why freaking Peter cut off the damn ear of one of the Romans who tried to grip up Yahweh's shot. All right, they were on the ready.
Yep.
They were on the ready. You got precept from earlier?
Yeah.
Another precept.
So this is Isaiah chapter 58:1. It says, "Cry loud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins." Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're crying aloud and we're sparing not. We went into this last week about how pretty much people are always like, or they always want us to watch how we preach or whatever. Which, hey, us being the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, we're automatically gonna have that passion and that fervency, to preach. So yeah, sometimes you might hear a harsh and a strong language.
Go ahead and pause it. We're gonna swap location.
All right, so we're gonna go into 3 different words. See, because the world tends to believe that words are interchangeable. Sometimes that's true, but at certain times it's not. Like the words we're going into. Reconcile and conciliate or console are not the same words. Reconcile is a different word from console. Reconcile is a different word from conciliate. They're not the same words and they're not interchangeable. Okay? The word reconcile and console are 2 different words. All right? Now you can console someone, all right? That means to bring into a unity. We'll look all the words up. To bring into unity, which they try to say that what the Lord did with the Gentiles, just bring into unity. So they use that universally for everyone. So anyone can come into good graces of someone else, right? But what this word is there is reconciliate. To means to go back and make good, make the union good again. All right, so we're going to get the definitions of the words on the etymology. All right, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to use modern interpretations of what these words mean. When you put re in front of conciliate or console, it's different from just the word by itself. They're not interchangeable. I don't care what the damn definitions say. That's modern interpretations. The way the English language works, you can just transfer things simply. They're not the same thing. Like if you, in the Greek, if you put a in front of, or alpha in front of the word, it means no or not. It's not the same thing as if you didn't have alpha in front of the word. It's a different word. All right? You put atheos, that means no God. Meaning you don't believe in the Greco-Roman gods of the time. Atheos. And theos just means God, gods. All right? They're not the same word. When you put one word letter in front of it, it changes the meaning of the word. You put re in front of conciliate or console, all right? It means it's a different word. All right? The meaning changes. It's not the same word. All right?
Yeah, but and then like if I could go into like the word when a lot of times we go into like ish, right? When you go into the ish of an ending, it means pertaining to or to be like. It now look like what is now red is red. Reddish is now kind of red or not to be actually red. All right, pertaining to the red. So it's like completely different now. Red and reddish are 2 completely different things. Right. So the a suffix, what you call a suffix of ish is completely different. So like that's
it adds to the meaning.
Yep.
Right. Either it can alter the meaning a little bit, or it can alter the meaning completely.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Like when you put re, that alters the meaning a lot completely. Yeah, it still means to console, to make good again. It still means that, but it has another. It has the beginning part of it means you go back to the former state of unity. All right. Like I was reading on dictionary.com this morning, counsel and counsel. Those are two totally different words, and you say it the same way. Counsel and counsel. All right. The first counsel, I believe, IL.
Yep.
IL. It means an assembly, and the EL one, if I'm not mixing them up, it means to advice.
Yep. You're right.
If I'm not mistaken, right? It means to take it like advice or something like that.
Yep.
So go to dictionary. That's EL. So
SEL or CIL. Yep.
The EL, yeah.
Yep.
And when you go to dictionary.com, it tells you that commonly confused words.
Yep.
There's an actual thing where people will actually confuse words. They break the word down wrong, and it's a common occurrence. Oh, I know what you mean, but you're actually technically wrong. But I know what you mean. That's how the English language is now. All right. So we're gonna read the scripture Ephesians 2:16. Well, we can maybe start a little 2:12. 2:11. 2:11.
This is the book of Ephesians 2:11.
The Gentiles are the Israelites that were Hellenized. All right, that's how you know they're liars. They never talk about the Hellenization period. All right, and all the Greek, most of the Greek, not all of them, but a lot of the great philosophers and Stoics and scientists, they came from the Hellenistic period. Because those were the Israelites that were into the Greek customs. All right, but before the Hellenization, you had Israelites that were the sages. You had certain sages that existed before Hellenization, if I'm not mistaken, and you had a lot of sages that existed during the Hellenization period, which is Macedonian Edomites that adopted the Greek culture and took over the Greeks. Where some of them were Israelites and some of them were Japhites. Go ahead.
This is Ephesians 2:11. Wherefore remember that ye, being in time past Gentiles in the flesh.
Yeah, so they're not Gentiles anymore. All right, they're the Israelites. Give me Corinthians, the 10th chapter, I believe. Give me Corinthians.
Yep.
Get that right now.
First Corinthians, second
Yeah, go read that verse.
Ephesians 2:11.
I think it's First Corinthians.
Wherefore remember that
Time
ye,
past,
being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands.
Right, so they're being called Gentiles because they were uncircumcised. You got the verse up?
Yeah, First Corinthians 10. You said 1. It says,
Reading the scripture.
1 Corinthians 10:1 says, moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea. Did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Hamashiach. Verse 5, but with many of them God was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things.
It's 2 Corinthians.
Second
That's not
Corinthians.
what I wanted. Let me read exactly what the book is reading.
I think you wanted
You know, you were Gentiles, carried away to become idols.
that's 12.
12? 12 and 1?
Let's say,
Continue reading. Where you find it.
It's Ephesians 2:11. Wherefore remember that ye, being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the uncircumcision in the flesh made by hands, that at that time ye were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope without Yahweh in the world.
Right, because their hope was that they would come back into the fold. So it said they had no hope. All right, so they had to be reconciled. All right. Go ahead.
Yep. Verse 13. But now in Hamashiach Yahushai, ye who sometimes were far off, are made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach. For he is our peace.
Right, and you're not made far off because you're another nation. You're made far off because the nation that was given the law, statutes, and commandments went far off.
Yep.
You went away. You
Yeah.
went away from where you were supposed to be. Just like it talks about a sheep that was supposed to be in an enclosure went off, you know?
Yep.
And the shepherd had to bring them back in, you know?
Right, Isaiah said that. He said, peace, peace, find that. It says, peace, peace to him that is far off and him that is near. Isaiah. You got the precept?
Yep, I got the precept. It's 1 Corinthians 12:2. I'll start at verse 1. It says, now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
So you were Gentiles. Carried away to these dumb idols because they're not Gentiles anymore. And we know that they still believe they're Gentiles, the Christians, the plantation Christianity teachers, because they don't call themselves Israelites. All right, we know that they don't believe they're Israelites because of how they speak. We constantly say that we're the Israelites and that the Gentiles are the ones that pertain to salvation. They're the Israelites. They were just the Israelites that were Hellenized. We know that you people in the churches don't believe that you're Israelites because you don't call yourself Israelites. You don't adapt that precept, 10 and 12 and 2. All right, that we were Gentiles carried away into these dumb idols. All right, so we say that we were Gentiles carried away into dumb idols. Now we are Israelites again. All right. So go back to Ephesians. Oh, you got Isaiah?
Yeah.
Read Isaiah.
Con, so this Isaiah chapter 57 and 19, it says, I create the fruit of the lips, peace, peace to him that is far off, and to him that is near, say to Lord Yahweh.
So what the hell? Go ahead.
And I will heal him.
Yeah, well, Yahweh Shai is a volume of the book. So that was prophesied way before the Lord was on the scene, that the Israelites were going to become Gentiles. All right, way before. All right.
Yep.
Yahweh Shai is a volume of the book. People, who the hell is far away? Who's Isaiah talking about? Talking about the Israelites that were during that time that were scattered. All right. Every time we had a major war, we had a diaspora, you had Israelites move to different lands, either through slavery or they had contacts in another country or family already over there, and they set up shop in that community outside of Israel, whether they went up to Europe or went into Africa. All right. You got some say something?
No, I had something.
Yeah,
Just the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
God, yeah, and these people are so stupid. They think that the Israelites just stayed in Israel. That's every Israelite's heart, wish, and dream, that it stayed in where they grew up at. No one nation, just every person in the population that stays in the country that they live in, and they don't travel. Some, yeah, certain ones that are like pilgrims or businessmen that just leave where they grew up at and set up shop, get a damn wagon, however they did it back then, with their family, with their goods and their business model, and it goes somewhere, into Europe, go into Africa and set up shop. That's not beyond belief, but these people lack critical thinking skills. They think every Israelite just stayed in Israel proper. All right, and somebody just say, oh, why the fuck my head just walk on a damn road or get a caravan that's on the way to another country and set up shop. That happened all the time in every nation. And Israel is no different. All right? You already had Israelites in Europe, so-called Europe or Eurasia. All right? All right, go ahead. Ephesians.
Yep, Ephesians 2 and 14. For he is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us.
Right, when you look up, go to 12th verse, you look up aliens, it means to become estranged. All right? Look up aliens, look up estranged. Aliens. Estranged. All right. Estranged is something that you become. You had one form, one type. You had one type of relationship, and then transferred to a different type of relationship. strange. Somebody should have it by now.
That wasn't out of the precept, right? You just wanted the strange.
Yeah,
Precept.
I wanted the precept. It said Ephesians 2 and 12.
All right, all right.
It said aliens.
Oh, no,
It said
no.
look up a strange. That's what the word means.
Estranged from the Oxford Dictionary calls someone to be no longer close or affectionate to someone, alienate.
That's what alienate means. To make an alien. All right. All right. Continue where you left off.
God. This is Ephesians 2, and we'll go to 15. Having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinances, for to make in himself of twain one new man, so speaking peace, and that he might reconcile both unto Yahweh in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby.
Right, which is the hatred because of the uncircumcised Israelite Gentiles were not keeping the commandments. They were uncircumcised, and they were involved in the different Greek customs. And even when they weren't involved in the Greek customs anymore, they were still uncircumcised. So they were still breaking the law. So they were trying to come in when they heard the teachings, but they came in uncircumcised because of generational culture of not being circumcised. So even if they weren't going to the Greco-Roman holy days and festivals and culture, they were still uncircumcised. So they were still lawbreakers. So when they try to come in, they didn't come in listening and saying, "Oh, I want to worship a Greek." Well, you got certain idiots that might do that, but for the main part, they actually believed what Paul and the apostles were saying. So they weren't involved in the high holy days of the Greeks. All right, and if they thought they could be, they were corrected, but they were still physically uncircumcised. They didn't understand the circumcision because they weren't taught that until you had I believe a Levite or a circumcised Israelite came and said that you can't be, if you are not circumcised, you can't be saved. All right, that's when Paul went to the apostles, the other apostles, and got the breakdown on whether the Gentiles should be circumcised or not. All right, because the point of being circumcised, well, you're an Israelite. That's why he said that, because he's not going to tell uncircumcised people that are actually heathens to get circumcised. You won't be saved. Where the hell is that in the law? Where it says that if you were a Moabite or an Edomite, you get circumcised, that means you can be saved. That's not in the law. So that dude that said that was going off if they were actual heathens. Where the hell? Where did he get that? Get that? Where was that? Acts 15. So that means that Israelite was going off because there's no scripture in the law where it says if you become circumcised, that means you're saved.
We got if I can say, you also understand how those covenants and commandments were even given to the people, right?
Right.
To the nation of Israel. Remember, when they were given those commandments, thou shalt not do this, and these are the commandments that you should follow. And it was given to Israel, and Israel said, "Amen." Right? Every time there was a commandment, right? Hey, listen, this is what thou shalt not do. So that was a commandment and commitment that Israel was supposed to have with the Lord. Never did that happen with the other nations. Where was that? What was that same commitment or commandment given to other nations where they said Amen? It never happened.
Right, they never agreed.
Yeah, they never agreed. We agreed. We agreed to it, so that's why we're held to it, the standard. We continue to held to the standard.
Right.
You can't just give them the agreement that they never really agreed upon.
We're going to get back to console, but this is a good point that I didn't realize before. So he would be lying about the law.
Yeah. They were never given the law. The circumcision.
That prophet or not prophet, but Levite or Jew.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, read it. Acts 15.
So this Acts chapter 15 and 1, it says, "And certain men which came down from Judea taught the brethren, and said, except you be circumcised after the manner of Moses, you cannot be saved."
Right. Where is that at in the law? Where it says that if a heathen that's not an Israelite, all he has to do is get circumcised, and then he is part of the Commonwealth of Israel. So that means he hasn't been lying. All right. But what he meant was that you're an Israelite. You're going to be saved by keeping the law, is what he was saying. You're going to be saved by keeping the law. And that's not a fact. All right? So the part he was misinformed about how you get salvation. You get salvation by being an Israelite that's of the elect. That's what he should have came down as he was teaching the brothers. That's what he should have came down and taught. So that brother had to be, corrected. It don't mean he was wicked or anything like that. It just mean he just, you're not going to be saved by keeping the law of Moses. All right? And there's no heathen. That's not an Israelite that can obtain righteousness by getting circumcised. No heathen. That was never a thing. It's impossible for a heathen to obtain righteousness by getting circumcised or by keeping the whole laws. All right? Back then, you could do that if you were Israelite. But back then, if you were heathen, there's nothing possible. The law wasn't opened up for everybody to obtain perfection, nor was faith opened up for everybody to obtain perfection. Faith in the law was only set up to obtain perfection for the Israelites. That's it. And now Yahweh Shai is by faith. All right. So we looked up estranged. So now we're gonna go. So it had a certain brother, right? That's what it said.
Yeah.
So he was a
certain man.
A certain man. Yeah. So he knew like the scriptures and everything, but he didn't understand about Yahweh Shai. He was on like an IUIC kind of thing.
Or like men, plural.
Certain men. Yeah, certain men. So his brothers that came down and started teaching. All right. That wasn't with the disciples. So there was another group that came and started teaching the Gentiles. All right. So they knew that the Gentiles were Israelites. Those men. They knew that they were Israelites. But they were off. They didn't understand about Yahweh Shai being the sacrifice, and then we get repentance and forgiveness of sins through faith. And then as we get more mature in the faith, then we'll keep the laws. All right, although not perfectly. All right, so that was it on that. So, got another point you want to make or something?
No.
All right, well, we're going to look up reconciliate. What was that, 16? And
16.
that he might reconcile both unto the power in one body by the cross. Yes.
I see y'all pondering about, are these Jesus' words or God's words?
What are you referring to?
Pondering, y'all reciting God's words.
Yeah, we're reading the Bible, yes. We're reading the Bible.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Specific questions beyond that, or?
Just curious.
Okay.
Just curious to hear it. I read from the King James Version of the Bible.
Right, that's the main Bible we read.
Yeah. So, yep, I like old boy say, yep, I got it. So I want to see the relevance of it all.
What the subject matter that we're on? We're on the meaning of words. How they
all the whole.
Well, hold on.
I
I wasn't done. We're on a specific topic. We're not reading the whole Bible. We're on a specific topic.
I get that part. It's impossible.
We're in a specific topic right now.
So that's impossible.
All right. So we're on the book of Ephesians. All right. So we're gonna go through Ephesians. You're welcome to listen. All right.
Well, I'm gonna hear.
No, you can go about your business too. I mean, that's fine. I mean, we're going into a certain subject. I really don't want to go back and forth with you. I'd rather you listen and take notes, or you can walk, or you can stand here and just talk to yourself. All right, I want to go into what I'm going into right now. I don't want to converse with you. All right, no, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
You.
No, it's great for me.
Why?
Ignoring you would be even better.
Why?
Because you don't have a genuine question.
You have no clue who I am.
Yeah, I do know who you are.
never
You're the devil. That's who you are. Get him on camera.
Okay.
I know what the fuck I look like. Get that devil on camera.
Okay.
All right? You're the devil.
Okay.
All right? Do you have a genuine question? Something that's going to improve your life?
I
Make you better?
asked my genuine question.
Or are you finished?
It was very simple.
Do you have a second question?
Well, my second question was, are y'all reading the word? And then you elaborated.
Yes.
So you answered my question. And why are you so
Don't
irate about it?
we're not discussing it. Do you have another question?
I didn't say discuss it. I said reading. I never used the
No.
word
Your question
discuss.
that you just asked, why am I so agitated? We're not
used the
discussing
word
this.
discuss.
What's your next question? What's your next question? All right, we're in a public space. We can record in public. All right?
I'm just telling stuff on
It's okay. I do have another one.
I got nothing to do with that.
I do have another one. So is the purpose?
What you saying? I got nothing to do with
The purpose for what you, I guess you're the orchestrator.
It's a waste of time, Demon.
Well, it's not. So is your purpose to do God's will or would you want people to assume what's supposed to happen?
I think you should do what you believe is right.
You asked me.
I'm answering your question. I think you should believe whatever the hell you want to believe.
Yeah.
I think that's what I think you should do. I think you're kind of too old to really get it. Like your physical and your mental, you're too old to understand what we're teaching. You're too old. You're an old bottle.
The Bible?
Yeah. Give me about the scripture about the old bottle. Right? Because you're wasting time.
That's impossible.
You have simple, stupid questions.
God said, my words.
So now you're trying to teach us.
Well, I'm telling you what the I'm telling you what the Bible says.
Is Matthew?
You don't know the scriptures, man.
Listen.
Matthew chapter 9 verse 17.
Listen.
Neither do
You're in
men.
the 50s?
Listen.
Go ahead, read. You're not dictating to us.
And you're still not listening.
I don't have to listen to you. You're just wasting time.
I'll start
You're
verse
wasting
16.
time.
I'll
Could you
start
back
verse
up, please?
16.
I
Could you back
know
up?
that.
Could you back up?
You a real-
Sir, could you back up, please? Back up.
Yeah, we don't smoke.
I get that. And
It's
God
Matthew
tells
chapter
not
9
to
verse
judge us.
16. It says, no man putteth a piece of new cloth onto an old garment,
Hey,
for that which is put
Keep the
in to
camera
fill
on.
it up taketh from the garment, and the rent is made
Don't
worse.
move the camera.
Verse 17.
Listen.
Neither do men put new
what it
wine
says.
into old bottles, else the bottles break.
Read it again.
It says, neither do
on,
men
man.
put new
Let-
wine.
Let him stay. He's welcome.
I
Neither
know.
do men put new wine into
alone,
old
man.
bottles, else the bottles break, and the wine runneth out, and the bottles perish.
Right. He's concerned
But they
about
put-
how I was speaking to him instead of the words.
No.
Good.
We this is what we
No,
first
No,
read it
I
again from the top.
wasn't.
But
No,
they
I
put
wasn't.
new wine
No,
into
read it
new
again
bottles.
from the top.
I'm gonna start
You're
verse 16.
assuming.
Matthew
I
9,
never
16.
said
No
that.
man putteth a piece of new cloth onto an old garment.
Right, you're the old garment.
For that which is put in to fill it up, taketh from the garment.
Right, it's 2024. He's so concerned. Why are you so agitated?
And the rent is made worse.
And the rent is made worse. So basically, you came up here to basically get
Can
worse.
we talk?
You're worse.
You're
You're worse. He's reading. I'm dictating.
Jesus didn't even
That's
speak
not a
the
Jew.
way you speak.
Give me the scripture. I'll stare
Like,
at
relax.
You don't understand the scriptures, old
Yes,
man.
I do.
No, you don't.
How do you?
The Lord
you
spoke. The
assuming.
Lord spoke as a man having authority,
You're assuming.
not like the scribes and the
You're
Pharisees.
assuming.
No, I know,
Young
based
man.
upon your answers.
Young man,
I,
you do not
look,
know me,
Have you
young
seen my
man.
hairline, dude? I ain't a
Young
young
man,
man.
I don't listen.
Oh, to
young
you.
man. Young man.
Young man to
That's
you.
beyond the
Okay?
point.
Have you seen my hairline?
Young man, that's beyond the point.
Okay. The Lord spoke as the one having authority. You're welcome to stay, sir. Okay? We can discourse with you.
I got it.
All right?
If you want to
Go
read
ahead,
the Bible, then we can read the
All
Bible.
right. Well, I'll read
Word
the Bible.
for word.
King James. Word for word. Go ahead.
Oh,
What do you have?
It says, this is Matthew 7 and 29. It says, for he taught them as...
No. We got to put context to it.
That's verse 28. And it came to pass when you, I'm going to read it verbatim. It's Matthew 7 and 28.
Don't say the word Jesus, though.
And it came to pass when Yahushua had ended these things,
Don't do that.
the people were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes.
Read it again.
And it came to pass when Yahushua had ended these things, the people were astonished at his
They were
doctrine,
astonished at his doctrine. Go ahead.
for he taught them
He taught them
as one having authority
one having authority
and not as the scribes.
and not like the scribes. So that
And-
means he didn't take questions from the audience and try to work with people. But he
Listen.
told you what it was.
He always-
raw.
he's always-
He took it. He
Well,
taught the
well,
word raw.
well,
Hey, you ain't got to touch him, dude.
who that-
You ain't got to touch him, dude.
Chill,
Don't
relax.
get physical, dude.
So whatever.
No,
Come on, I'm not
we don't have to
concerned
listen to
about
you.
that.
Read it again.
So within that verse,
Read it again.
they were
Matthew
saying
7 and 28. And it came to pass
was Jesus.
when Jesus had
Yes.
ended these sayings, the people
Very
were
humble.
astonished.
He was
No,
humble.
he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Not in this speech.
The
Not
people
in
were
this
He
type of
wasn't
astonished.
speech.
humble.
Not in this type of speech when he was teaching. Okay? Go ahead.
Say what did he say wrong?
If it was so
was
humble,
not
why were people
humble.
trying to stone him?
Because they knew who he was. It's
These
not-
people were astonished
listen to
at
what-
his doctrine,
what
for he
did
taught
Je-
them as
what
one
did-
having
what did
authority
Jesus
and not
say?
as the scribes.
What did Jesus say?
The humble means low.
What
the
did
Lord is
Jesus,
above all of
what
us.
did Jesus
Read your scripture.
say?
Dude, you're not
This-
saying anything.
This is Luke 19 to 21.
Tell me what he said instead of asking a question.
For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not
No,
down.
read up a little bit.
God. This is Luke 19
I know.
and 16. It says, then came the first, saying,
Now,
Lord, thy pound hath gained 10
They
pounds.
have to answer.
And he said unto
Yes,
him,
exactly.
Yeah,
well,
for themselves.
No, for the public that wants to hear.
Well, it's not the public.
All right, go ahead. For the
It's-
elect. For the
listen,
elect. For the
You
elect.
can only
We ain't gotta
save
listen
your,
to
you can only
Read.
save your life. You can't save no one else's life. You.
Luke
You,
19 and 16.
You,
Then
me.
came the first,
We
saying,
can
Lord,
only
thy
save
pound
our
hath gained
own
10
lives.
pounds.
We can't save
And he
anyone's
said unto
life.
him, well, thou good
Give me
servant,
Obadiah.
because thou hast been faithful in
Last
a very
verse.
little, have thou authority over 10 cities.
Save thee and thy household.
And the second
Matter of
came,
fact,
saying,
get that.
Lord,
Say
thy
it
pound hath gained 5 pounds.
Doesn't make
And
any
he
sense.
said likewise to him,
You
be
don't make no
thou
sense.
also over 5 cities.
And you're gonna be judged for being a
Another
being a piece of
came,
shit.
saying, Lord,
You're gonna
behold,
be judged.
here was thy pound which I have laid up in the napkin.
That well is getting me resigned.
For I fear
gonna be
thee,
judged.
because thou
I
art
already
an
know
austere
that.
man.
Yep.
Thou
But-
takest up
but
that thou layest not down,
God says,
and
The Bible
reapest.
says that the Lord was an
Listen.
austere man. Okay? Austere means
God says,
Look up
my
austere. Look up
word,
austere. Look up
my
austere.
word.
All right, you got the precept ready.
Yep.
Hold it.
I
Oh, all
see
right.
it.
Hey, you can come back, man.
I know.
You have something to say. Say what you got to say before you never have the ability to say it again.
Don't do
It
that.
says, debate thy with thy neighbor. It says, you think you're so right.
Go ahead. Yeah, so austere, read the definition of austere.
So that word in the Greek for austere, austeros, austeros, of a man of mind and manners, harsh, rough, rigid.
Harsh, rough, and rigid. All right? Get it through your thick skull. The Lord was hard, rough, and rigid. All right? Get in the habit of recording these motherfuckers, all right? You see these devils come the fuck over, stop recording this, record the damn people in the audience, especially if they're gonna be hostile. All right? When you come up looking stupid like that, cocksucker, record his ass immediately. And keep the camera on until you leave. All right, that's a good definition.
Yep.
All right, save ye in your household.
Yep, this is Acts chapter 16, verse 31. It says, and they said, believe on the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, and thou shalt be saved and thy house.
And you shall be saved, and thou shalt be saved, and thy house. All right. So it's not. We can save other people. We can save ourselves, and we can save other people by teaching them, by them being obedient to the gospel. Read that again and add some context to that, please.
Yep. I can actually probably read another translation. It's going to sound a little bit better, be in that household.
I mean, the translation is fine. I just need you to add some context to it.
This is Acts 16 and 29, 28. It says, but Paul cried out with a loud voice, saying, do thyself no harm, for we are all here. Then he called for a light and sprang in and came trembling and fell down before Paul and Silas and brought them out and said, sirs, what must I do to be saved? Verse 31, and they said, believe on the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, and thou shalt be saved and thy house. And they spake unto him the word of the Lord and to all that were in the house.
That's how he preached the gospel. So that means they believed. Some of them believed, some of them didn't. But if they believed, they entered into salvation. They absorbed what was being taught. Dang.
We got no cash.
All right, were we done with that? Damn. Who would have known? We could switch positions. We get all this.
Yes.
God, yeah.
No, I was
I
already
already know.
happening back there.
Oh, so it was?
'cause I
Okay.
think it was, demons stirring up because that event. I don't know something.
Okay, he brought demons.
Yeah.
Come on, sir. I don't want
Along
to
with
get so
him,
agitated.
yeah.
Take that damn cigar. What the fuck? A black and mild?
Yeah, something like that.
And he supposed to be like having genuine questions. Boy.
Well,
Something to say.
everything you said, well, you know, you could have said it, you could have said exactly how he would have said it word for word, bar for bar. He's always be like, well, the other thing is, he always got something else to say.
Yeah, he ain't got shit to say. He just wasting fucking time.
Yeah.
But the devil, he got judged. Him and his that demon that was with him. Yeah, I'm not involved. I'm not involved. Yeah. You fucking involved if I say your ass was involved. All right? You hovering the fuck around, you involved. All right? Won't be on camera. Where you in public? All right, go back to reconcile. So we're gonna look up reconcile in Ephesians 2, I believe 16th verse, I believe.
Ephesians 2,
Cut that out.
16.
2 and 16.
Yeah,
Reconcile.
Reconcile. So that word for reconcile, apoka apoka. Hold on. Let me prove it.
Apokatalasso.
Apokatalasso. It says to reconcile completely, to reconcile back again, bring back a former state of harmony.
Right. So that's what he did. That's what Yahweh Shah's death and resurrection did for the Israelite Gentiles. All right? Or for the Gentiles. Brought them back to a former state of harmony. And that's the only meaning he has. Those three things that he just read is what it means. It doesn't mean to simply make peace. All right? It means to make peace again. Now, after we understand the context, then we can just say make peace. That's the order. After we get the context, then we don't have to put re in front of it anymore. We can just say console or conciliate. Once you understand the context, because those are the Israelites that were Hellenized and they're being brought back into the fold. All right. So that's how the scripture is written. It gives you the heading, and then we can speak more loose as we go down to other scriptures and into more prophecy. All right, or into different precepts upon precepts. You don't have to say reconcile every time. It can just say console. All right, but it's a standard was set to reconciliate, meaning to bring them back. All right, and that's the only definition that it means. All right, when you break the word down, go into the word. So read that definition of that.
Apokatalasso.
Yeah, apokatalasso. All right,
Okay, so
and then go into the word.
So apokatalasso.
And it gets more basic and more basic and more basic. All right.
It says to reconcile completely, to reconcile back again, bring back a former state of harmony.
Right. Reconcile. So look up reconcile in a dictionary.com and then go down to the etymology and it'll break the word down for you. So you can't be interchanging words because you're going to mess the meaning up. All right. And how many scriptures does it says that the heathen? Give me Isaiah 65, Isaiah 66. Talk about the heathen. What's going to happen to them? And the new covenant was already established with the house of Israel. What, Jeremiah 31. So what the hell are they talking about? And it tells you, even in the heading of this Hebrew New Testament. One of the first, if I'm not mistaken, or might be in back. You got it, just read it. It said, I'll make a new covenant with the house of Israel, as I was looking for. Thought it said it in the heading. That's Jeremiah. Before I know in this specific book. Yeah, so that's in the back.
31.
Oh, it's in the back. It's in yeah. It says, behold, the day has come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. So they know. The authors that put the Hebrew New Testament together know. They cited
the Old Testament and New Testament.
Hebrews 8 and 8, which references Jeremiah 31.
Yep.
Greenville, South Carolina.
Put it on here.
That's it. That's Habaryath, no, Habaryath Hakadash. Habaryath Hakadash. I'm saying that right. All right. Testament. Testament New. Yeah, Testament New. Testament New. All right. Read the definition.
So this is the word reconcile in dictionary.com, and it's pretty much going to the point: to reconsecrate a desecrated church, cemetery, to restore.
No, and go down to the etymology, where it breaks the word down.
This is the origin of reconcile, first recorded in 1300. Middle English, reconciling, from Latin reconciliare, to make good again, repair, equivalent to reconciliare, to bring together.
There you go. Right. Re means to go back, and conciliare means to bring together. All right, that's what it means. All right, it doesn't mean simply to bring together. It means to go back and bring together. Reconciliare. All right, re has a meaning. Conciliare has a meaning. All right, those together define the word. All right, now look up council. It breaks the word. It breaks the word down. It should break it down right there. Conciliate. Look up conciliate. It should be right there in the same thing. Conciliate. To tell you that it's
yes, right here.
2 words.
So conciliate. The origin of conciliate.
No, just
rebuild.
You go up top and then go ahead.
Yeah. It says to overcome the distrust of hostility, to win over, to win or gain.
Right. So that's what they're saying. Or it just means just that. So that means the heathen can come in. But the word in the front of it says re, then conciliate. All right, go ahead.
It says
and it's going to do the interchange thing, I think, too, in there. Go ahead.
To win or gain goodwill, regard, or favor, to make compatible, reconcile.
Right. It doesn't mean reconcile. They did the interchange thing again. All right. You can't interchange those words. They're 2 different words. Now go down to the etymology.
Yep. Origin of conciliate. Latin conciliatus, past participle conciliare, to bring together, unite, equivalent to concili, counsel.
Counsel. Go to counsel. How you spell counsel?
With the I-L.
I-L.
Yep.
I-L in the end. Good.
All right. So the definition of counsel: an assembly of persons summoned or convened for consultation, deliberation, or advice.
Yeah. What Peter said, we are a holy priesthood.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Get that. We're a holy priesthood. Assembly, a great house. All right. Read that again. Yeah. The definition.
Yep. It says an assembly of persons summoned or convened for consultation, deliberation, or advice.
Right, so that congregation is coming back again. Okay? They're being reformed. Like reformed and formed are 2 different meanings. Yeah, it does mean formed, but it means to go back and form something.
Another nice definition for reconciliation, and back to point up whenever you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is reconciliation out of Dictionary at Cambridge, right? To further the brother's point here. It says the process of making 2 people or groups of people friendly again after they have argued seriously or fought and kept apart from each other. So it's people who had already had a relationship together. Then they fought and separated themselves from them and then reconciled and brought back together. The same 2 people. The people that were friends, the people that were joined already. They reconciled again. It wasn't reconciling with somebody you never had an acquaintance with or already reconciled with. Like the brother said. All right, so that's out of the definition of reconcile. And we are friends with the Lord, all right? And was already established from our forefathers to the Lord, all right?
We'll get that. So you're no longer sons but friends. Yep. And read what I told you to get.
So this 1 Peter.
Great.
So this 1 Peter chapter 2 and 9, it says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of the darkness into his marvelous light.
All right. Where the Lord's where it says we're the Lord's building.
It says 1 Peter chapter 2 and 4. It says to whom coming as unto a living stone disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High and precious. Ye also as lively stones are built up, a spiritual house and holy priesthood to offer up.
We're the house, all right? We're the Lord's building. Go ahead.
It says to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Yahushua Mashiach.
All right, so you cannot include people that are not a part of the building. All right? We are the Lord's house, and we're the Lord's temple. Get that. If you violate the temple, the body, which is the body of the Lord, you're going to destroy it. All right? Yeah, precept?
Yeah, I got that precept. It's John 15 and 15. No, I'm sorry, but a little bit. 15 and 12. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you.
Break it down.
Yep. So like I said, like we are reconciled as friends, right? We were once friends with the Lord, all right, friends with Yahweh, friends with Yahweh Shai, and then we went off. We literally did exactly what the Lord told us not to do. And the Lord got mad at us, all right? The Lord got really wroth with us and put judgment upon us. But then He sent Yahweh Shai back to what? Reconcile us together as friends. He laid down, and it says He laid down His life. Did not Yahweh Shai lay down His life for Israel to bring them back as a sacrificial lamb? And that's, He said, no greater thing is this than a friend that laid down his life for thee. All right. So that's the way the Lord did it. That's the way we're coming in, man. We're coming in that same spirit. All right, as a friend with Yahweh Shai, and we are given that that opportunity because of the Lord's what's that called? Long suffering, you know. Because the Lord didn't do it all together end with us, even though we went you know, a whoring after other gods and went away, you know, following dumb idols, being Gentiles, you know. So we are being reconciled. We are being brought back. It's not a new conciliation. It's not. He didn't make a new covenant. There's no new covenant with a new faction of people. It's a same covenant. And even that new covenant that the scriptures talk about, it's literally the same covenant. It's just a better way of adhering to it. You know, it's a perfect way of keeping the old covenant. Is really what that new covenant is. It's to keep the covenant in its entirety and its perfection. All right, the new covenant isn't bringing in a new faction or group, you know, bringing in the other nations. That's not what the new covenant is all about. The new covenant is following the old covenant in its entirety and its perfectness, like it was intended to be in the first place. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy that you think that this new covenant that's coming about is to bring all nations together, to bring everyone together. And that's why we are so against, you know, this politics. Because all these politics is talking about bringing this nation, this one great nation, which is Babylon, you know, and it's all out power and authority. But this fucking kingdom is corrupt, man. And everything that this kingdom stands by is corrupt, and everything that the kingdoms surrounding Babylon is corrupt.
Precept?
I have something real
All right,
quick.
get up.
Gone. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and 9. It says, "For we are laborers together with the Most High. Ye are the Most High's husbandry. Yep. Ye are the Most High's building."
Yep.
Yeah. So you know we're laborers with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and of course you know this right here is the Lord's building. You know the church. Which, you know, church is not just a physical building. A church is really congregation. You know, and this right here is that congregation. You know, the building of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Yeah, you got to understand the parallel with that too. There's a reason why you know there's that parallel made, because we are likened onto to wives onto Yahweh Shai, right? And Yahweh Shai being the husband. Same thing with the Lord, right? We went a whoring after other gods. We literally, when it talks about fornication, we did spiritual fornication, and realistically, that Israel should all be kind of put to death for that, you know. Just like, and the reason why the similitude is there, just like if you had your own wife and she went after another man or started, fucking flirting with another guy and started getting, wooed by her and all that, that would make you inferior. And by the law, if she slept with that man, she was entitled to death, him and that man. All right? So we're kind of lucky and worthy that the Lord, after we kind of, went after another husband, that we're still allowed to kind of be, brought back to our original husband, which is Yahweh Shai, right?
Yep.
We did spiritual fornication. That bond between husband and wife is between Israel and Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's that bond, that connection right there, all right? It's between Israel and Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai.
So it says, 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and 10, according to the grace of the Most High, which is given unto me as a wise master builder,
right?
I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. Yeah, so of course, when you come to the truth, obviously we're following after examples, which are, starting with our elder apostles of Great Millstone. We're pretty much going from the foundation that they built through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. The scriptures say how, you can't come up your own way in John chapter 10 and 1. So, we have to continue to build what the Lord has already set up.
Yeah, exactly. It's all built on what Yahweh Shai had built up, It's all built up with what the men before then, right? And that's why Yahweh Shai said, I don't come to make something new, I come but to fulfill, right? He came to just build upon what was already built.
Gone. So it says, verse 11 of 1 Corinthians chapter 2, it says, For other foundation can no man lay that is laid, which is Yahweh Shai Mashiach. It says, to read it again, it says, For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Yeah, and at the end of the day, Yahweh Shai is our foundation. You can't get to the Heavenly Father without Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, sure as hell can't lay a new foundation on a foundation that's already established. And it's a foundation that's established is unmovable, which is Yahweh Shai's foundation. You cannot, there's no uprooting that foundation. There's no building on top of it with a new foundation. Remember, the foundation is the base. Everything that's built upon after the foundation is what keeps everything stable and in line, right? You can't build a new foundation. The foundation starts from the core of the earth, from the ground up, right? Is how you build your foundation. So you can't really build a new foundation on Yahweh Shai's foundation. It's already set that way, an unmovable foundation. Now you can build upon the foundation that's set, but it has to keep in line with the structure that's already there.
That's why I said, but let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Take heed how you build upon there, right? So the foundation's already built. You can't build any old which way on where the foundation's already built. It'll fuck the whole structure up. And you ain't gonna come in here and mess up the Yahweh Shai's structure that he built.
Yeah, you got to find the line.
Yep.
You can't come in as you are.
Yep.
You got to.
That's a beautiful point. You can't come in as you are. That's why it says you got to be a new man, being brought back into this thing. So you see that's a beautiful foundation. I want to build on this, but you want to do your own fucking thing on it. Do whatever the hell you think is right, fucking it all up, man. Like you at halfway out the building and said, damn, what the hell's going on up there? What the hell are they building up there? Why are they building it like that for? They're gonna fucking bring the whole thing down.
Yep.
Go ahead, slug it. You bring your point out.
Yeah. Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai already has the blueprint laid out, about how we're supposed to build upon this foundation. So continuing on, it says, 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and 12, it says, Now if any man build upon this foundation, gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire.
Damn.
And
so, it's a good point. So if you build upon that foundation with hay, right, and there's another brother that built on it with like precious stone and good materials, when a fire comes, what's going to burn up and what's going to stay true? The men that built on the foundation with the actual like materials that's required or necessary for that thing to stay, right? If it's built on hay, that shit getting burnt the hell up, and that's in like manner to a person coming in here not preaching the actual truth, man, and not preaching according to the scriptures, man. Go ahead.
So it says, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is.
Exactly. So that's what's going to try your work, and people are going to try to take the easy way out, But people are gonna try to take it, you know, to try to make it look good, but it ain't gonna be sustainable or worth really anything. It's gonna be, you know, what's that called? Void, basically. Because like in order to use stone, it's gonna take a lot of hard labor and hard work. Okay. It's versus, you know, trying to take the easy way out and just build it with inferior fucking substances and stuff. And what's going to try that is that fire that's coming to try whether or not your work was sincere or not. Go ahead.
Con, so it says, 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and 14, if any man's work abide which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward.
Damn, there you go. Go ahead.
If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss.
There you go. And that, like I said, the similitude there is like you're taking the easy way out. You're not taking it seriously. You're building lackadaisically, just putting whatever up there. You know, you're taking the easy way out, building it with inferior substances. The Lord's going to see that. And when the fire comes, it's going to burn that substance. But the man that was working hard, laboring hard, you know, using stones that were, you know, on his back, you know, like laying certain bricks and all that, certain precious metals and stuff that he had to find. All right, you can't just, gold you just can't find anywhere, you know. Found precious metals and stuff like that to put in, to build upon that foundation. When the fire comes, it's going to stay, you know, stay sound, structurally sound. And that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to build on a beautiful foundation and keep it beautiful. Go ahead.
Oh, Slag, I think Slag, if I said chapter 2, I meant chapter 3. You know,
you said second Ezra 12?
But yeah, this is...
Ezra 4.
Oh, Ezra.
So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and 15. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the point. You know, you have to, of course, you know, you have to build with the correct materials, you know, for the Lord's building. So it says, 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy, for the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are.
Yeah.
All right, move to three more scriptures. Get Ezra's in the Apocrypha.
Yep.
5 and the last couple of verses. And you Ezra 4
Yep.
in the main Bible.
It's second Ezra 4 and, oh, you said Ezra.
Ezra.
Ezra, okay, that's what you said. Ezra 4, right here. So,
No.
you want Ezra or Ezra? You said
Ezra.
in the regular Bible, right?
Yeah.
Ezra, right? Yeah. It's Ezra chapter 4, verse 1. It says, now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple onto Yahweh, the power of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, let us build with you. I was actually looking for this. For we seek your power as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esdras, king of Assur, which brought us up hither.
Syria. What?
But as Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power, but we ourselves together will build unto Yahweh, power of Israel, as King Cyrus the king of Persia had commanded us. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in building.
Right, because there's no law that says all you have to do is get circumcised,
Yep.
and then you can be saved.
That's why I was actually trying to look at this when you said that.
That's
yeah.
crazy. All right. With the actual chain, what he was saying was that because you're an Israelite, you can get circumcised and obtain righteousness. All right.
Well,
no heathen can get
Yep.
circumcised and obtain righteousness.
One thing that we opened up with when we talked about was like when Israel was escaping from Egypt. Egypt didn't have the opportunity to put the lamb's blood on the doorpost to escape
Exactly.
to escape that.
Right.
So that was a commandment only for Israel. Why? If the act itself is what allowed them to escape the persecution, why isn't the act itself been given onto the Egyptians to do? And they say no Egyptians did that, and even if they did do it, there was no salvation for them.
Right. It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't have worked. It was only a commandment given to Israel that worked.
Yep. All right. First Ezra's like 75 and 72, I think.
5 and 72. This first Esdras 5:72. But the heathen of the land, lying heavy upon the inhabitants of Judea, and holding them straight, hindered their building, and by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotions, they hindered the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived. So they were hindered from building for the space of 2 years until the reign of Darius.
Now give me 2 more precepts, then we'll close up. Give me Obadiah.
The last
None remain in the house of Esau. And give me prophecy in Revelation, the 2nd chapter.
2 and
25 on down.
Yeah. We got Obadiah 1.
So there's seals. So the heathen don't have any part in our building. That's the point.
I probably could have read up a little bit.
There's Obadiah 1 and 18. It says, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble.
What?
And they shall kindle in them and devour them.
Every single one. Because Esau and Harry have been long dead after this was written. So it's referring to his progeny, his children, his line.
Yep.
They came out of Esau, who is Edom. So it says his whole house. What?
It says, in the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it.
Well, there you go. That's it. All right. Read up.
Revelation 2 and 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Yep.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father.
Yeah, the nations will be ruled by the Israelites. All right, completely. In complete subjection. God, the apostle was saying, Gog and Magog, Gog is not going to escape the judgment. The Russians are going into slavery just like the French Edomites and the British Edomites and the American Edomites and the Canadian Edomites going into slavery. And if you're American, you're still in America proper, you're going to be burnt up. So if you're abroad and you're American, then you'll be saved for slavery. But if most Americans are going to get put to death because most Americans are going to be in the land. So that's it. You got a precept you want to bring out?
No.
All right. Hope you have edified. Shalom. Next lesson.
Shalom.